Here is the line to get into SeaWorld on the opening day. Day from SeaWorld San Diego. We're back for the first time in about 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. They're reopening today for what's called Zoo Day. So the rides, attractions are closed, but they're having a special food festival. And we'll give you more information on that as we get inside. But let's just get in and see what's going on right now. As we're making our way in the park, I'd like to point out this Pizza Planet truck. How cool is that? Awesome job to whoever owns this. It's so good to be back. I'd like to point out how empty the parking lot is at the moment. Now you do have to make reservations for this, and it goes on from 11 a.m. to, what was it, 5 p.m.?
I think it was 7. We'll double check.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's either 5 or 7. You do have to pay specifically for this event, even if you're an annual pass holder. Now they do give you this little pamphlet of all the safety measures. A lot of the standard stuff you'll see at all of the other parks. Looks like we're gonna go in around through there, probably do the screening, and then get sent back to the actual. So for SeaWorld, you can't be over 100 degrees, that is. So we came in through here. This is what's inside the big tent. And it looks like they have a float set up. These are floats from the Sesame Street Parade. So it's kind of interesting. They don't actually use a temperature gun, even though all of the pictures and billboards show it. It's like a fancy, you just kind of walk by
It's like a camera.
thermal camera, probably.
And then an employee's looking at a screen and it shows your temperature above your head. So that's
yeah,
kind of
it's pretty
fancy.
neat. You don't even have
Yeah.
to stop walking, so
Yeah.
very
You
convenient.
just have to take off your hats and glasses.
A lot of hand sanitizer here at the entrance, but look how empty it is. Granted, they did just open about half an hour ago, and they are limiting the amount of people that can come in. Now for the event, I saw the email and right away bought a pass. It was $75. I didn't read the fine print because I thought it would sell out relatively quickly. Then I read all the details after buying it. Turns out if you're an annual pass holder, you got it for what?
It was like around $30 after taxes.
Yeah, so $30, which is a much better deal than what I paid. That's what I get for jumping the gun, and you got yours like the next day.
Yeah.
So there was still availability even for the opening day. And it includes like a 6 sampler lanyard, which I believe is good for food and drinks. But we'll get our lanyards and check it out. As expected, the self-service kiosks are currently closed because there's not really anything you can buy. Here is the punch card. So it looks like you can go to any of these 4 restaurants. It shows you what they have available. So the whole menu's on there. That's nice. You don't need a separate pamphlet. There's your punches in the bottom. And that's for your beer, wine, and cocktails. Those 4 places. I like that they even went and updated this with the Zoo Days. That's pretty neat. Looking at this map a little bit more, there's something I'm noticing. Do you see what it is? Or I should say lack of.
Lack of?
Yeah. Is the park that big?
Nope.
No. They made the park smaller in the map. They actually forced it out. So I thought the entire park would be available. It looks like it's actually condensed. Because remember, you got no electric eel, no nothing, no arcade. So we can only stay in this area of the park. Here they come. It's good to see that they still let you do this. All of these feeling pools are here at the entrance. You got one there and then the bamboo shark over there. If you want a park map, you just scan for this QR code. For those not familiar with it, you actually don't need an app or anything. Just pull up your phone's camera and it will automatically read this and open up a link to the map. Normally I save it for last, but I'm gonna go in right away to the store. You know why?
Why?
See if they got SeaWorld masks, because I'm tired of wearing this generic white mask here. So let's see if they got SeaWorld masks. Now for the SeaWorld store, they have it kind of controlled. So the entrance is right there, and the exit is all in the middle area. Right away at the entrance, you have a lot of rainbow merchandise. They have a special, buy 3, get 1 free with the face mask. It's been so long, but I feel like this is all new. SeaWorld 64 merch. Pretty cool. Dolphin one looks a little odd.
I want to steal one.
I do like the generic blue and black. I may end up getting one of those. I also have some animal print mask as well. More new arrivals. You have your, I'm assuming this was all for the 4th of July, which obviously has passed, but they still had the merchandise for it. Now we're gonna make our way to Calypso Bay and see what they have to offer there first. Glad to see the light tunnel is up, but I feel like we're gonna hit a dead end soon if we try going this way, with the way the park map has been reduced. Change of plans, Explorers Cafe is on the list, and you can see everything around it is blocked off. So we're gonna go in here and get our first punches. I do appreciate that they made these fancy menus outside of the restaurant for this event. This is what they have to offer. I think I'll get the fish tacos. What are you thinking?
I'm getting the bratwurst.
Walking into the Explorer Cafe, this is kind of an odd sight. It's just so empty. From Explorer Cafe, our first two punches, the fish taco, which looks like a pretty good size. And it's like fish, not battered, so interesting. And then your bratwurst, which has what? Onions and what's that?
Mustard on a pretzel bun.
All right, thoughts as Sarah finishes up with the bratwurst. The fish taco was good, and it was very light. That's what I like. We're gonna be eating a lot of food today. I mean, we got 5 punches left, but nothing like outstanding. It's just a good light thing. That's really good though.
That is.
Something worth pointing out was when we got these 2 items, they said we can get a drink with each of them. So we each got a bottle of water. I don't think that's correct. This is the first day. He didn't really seem 100% sure. And also, we were the only ones in line, and it took a little while. These things aren't coming out quick. But SeaWorld's been like that with events. It can take them a while. I saw the lady back there like showing her how to make the item.
They gotta get into the swing of things.
Yeah, so just be mindful of that. It could take a little while, but still awesome. Pretty interesting sight here at the Explorer Cafe. And of course you can see back where like the Santa Village is. All closed up. Plenty of seating available here. Coming away from Explorer Cafe, something felt off. The whole corn dog stand here is completely gone. That's kind of sad. I really like that corn dog. I would like to point out that they finally took the Christmas tree off of the Sky Tower. Pretty slow right now, but they do have live performances here. I feel like later on in the day, it'll liven up a little more. And Sarah did clarify, this event does go till 7, not 5. Here's one of the beer locations. Little early for that though. Someday we'll get to see Mantigo again. I bet you my sunglasses are down there somewhere. I remember a while ago, on this turn, I lost them. Only time I ever lost them on a ride. I did lose them on the Matterhorn. I'll tell you what, even though we got all this great food for this event, I could really go for a chili verde pulled pork fry cone. Might be hard to see, I can't zoom, but the otter is just kind of hanging out in the barrel there. It's funny, over here by the dolphins is the busiest part of the park I've seen so far, which isn't saying much. Good to see the dolphins again. Kind of funny, something we were talking about earlier is some of these animals, it's got to be kind of weird to have humans come back. Obviously they have the trainers and all that, but to get mass crowds of people, I wonder if it's different for them. I really enjoy playing with these balls. That's right. Yeah, I know. Don't get me wet. There's the Orca Encounter show, which I do believe all 3 shows are going on. There's a small crowd over here. So let's see if the orcas are out. I feel like I'm gonna get wet standing here. So for a point of reference, we came in, we went and we ate there. Now we're over by the orca section and we checked out some of the dolphins. So we'll head up towards Shipwreck Cafe. I wonder if they've actually been updating this because it says 37,000 even. This used to be to the last single digit. Back at the Shipwreck Reef Cafe with a brand new menu for the Zoo Days. Let's take a look. What are you thinking?
If that's the brisket slider, I don't know, that looks pretty good.
That does actually look very good. The salmon sounds good, the chicken, actually everything here sounds good.
Yeah.
There was no one in line in Explorer Cafe, but oddly enough here in Shipwreck, quite a bit of people. Standing back here in line, I'm getting a chance to notice these cool little details, like how this part of the ship has really just been destroyed and like the mast has fallen into it. We got lucky, they just opened up the left side and sent us over. So no line for us, yay. Look at the chocolate cake. So they have some extra things it looks like. Chocolate cake, grapes, salads. Let's admire that slab of brisket. Oh, that's what we're getting on that sandwich. All right, from the Shipwreck Cafe, we got the hot chicken sandwich, which looked like a chicken tender basically with some special sauce. The barbecue salmon, which that's a whole meal right there. That is a big piece of fish. And you got the brisket, which it's a beautiful looking brisket.
Yeah, it is.
Start eating here, but there's definitely like a learning curve I've noticed. There's a lot of other items too in containers. They have French fries, onion rings, salads, cakes. Turns out you have to pay a punch for anything you get in a container. So if you want like a side item or stuff like that, it's nice that they do it so you don't pay actual cash for anything. Everything comes through this, which could be useful if you don't think you can eat a lot of food, but it's not as good of a deal to get something like fries or a salad with a punch. And they clarified for the drinks. It says it on here. You get 2 non-alcoholic beverages for 1 punch. Barbecue salmon. All right, overall thoughts on what you ate?
Great. Excellent.
She only tried 2 of them. She tried the chicken slider and the brisket
slider.
Brisket was really good. I tried that too. The chicken slider was actually really good, but it needed more sauce. Like,
yeah,
they advertised it as a hot chicken crispy slider, whatever. If they battered it, or not battered, but like tossed it in the sauce, that'd have been really, really good. But it was just really good. Salmon was awesome, but it was just really filling. I mean, that was a full plate. So, yeah, if you want your money's worth, get the salmon. So we'll walk around here and burn it off. There's something you don't see every day. The waterfall turned off and the rafts just hanging out in the water. I didn't put too much thought into it until I've noticed a few stores, but every other store seems to be closed, with the exception of the SeaWorld store right by the entrance. I haven't seen any other stands. Like, you'll see the Tidal Twister one up there closed as well. Strange that there's no water back here for Shipwreck Rapids, but over by the waterfall there was. And you'll see here's as far as we can go this way. So we can't go around and check out like the arcade or the sky ride or any of that, at least not from this direction. Now we'll head back towards Manta. I think I mentioned it already, but this event does go on until 7 p.m. which is good, especially on days like Friday, where people can come off work and actually come out and enjoy it.
Experience a theme park.
Yeah, and it's a perfect day for it too. Sarah brought up a good point. We couldn't see the sea turtles, which most people see from going around that back area. But if you come to Shipwreck Rapids and come way back here in the back section, there should still be sea turtles over here. And there they are, slapping the wall. I really feel like every time I come to SeaWorld I can find something new, because the turtles were over there and we walk back here, and I don't know if it's just always closed or what, but you come back here and this is the boat, and you can not only walk inside, but they've got seating in here.
Looks like they haven't been cleaned in a while.
Yeah,
You can sit here.
definitely. I feel like this has been closed off. It must have been. I have always wondered, and you might know since you've lived in San Diego your whole life.
Yeah.
When did they build this section of the park? Do you know? Because you'll notice in the Shipwreck Rapids section, there's a significant difference in like theming and quality. Like, they really did a good job with a lot of the details.
I mean, it's been here ever since I was little, so.
I feel like it was a later addition because
Yeah.
it just feels so different. It's really nice and well thought out. The birds are definitely happy that people are back. You see this guy just kind of standing around waiting for a snack. I've never seen it this calm over by the stingrays. I would like to point out that the feeding experiences are open for the dolphins, and they just opened it for the ray. I don't know about the other animals. We haven't passed them yet. Maybe they'll still do it for the sea lion. It's coming up. Wow. This one is huge. It's weird walking up here. Completely empty. It'd be weird if they turned the music off.
Yeah.
There's people. They had these really cool mirrorfish that went all along here, and they took them down. That's too bad. That don't make sense, does it?
Not really.
Because you have the Bayside Stadium there, and then you have Tidal Twister there, so it's just a short little walk, but instead they make you go all the way around. Little strange there. Oh, there was a huge bird cage here.
Oh, yeah, the toucans.
Yeah, because you could see, I remember there was a little cage on the side here. Interesting. You can see some of the foundation too. So there was a massive bird cage. No longer exists. It's funny, you know, I've been here too many times when I walk by somewhere and just sense something's off. That's the second time that's happened today. First with the corn dog and then that. Looks like the waterfront is open. Another place to get beer, live music, and overall just a really good place to hang out. I like how they have these chairs kind of set up. Of course, the Bayside Ripoff ride is closed. Well, how long are we gonna wait for it? I think 5 is probably the lowest. 90. Yeah, that's good. For anyone wondering why I call it the Bayside Ripoff ride, that's because they charge, there's a sign actually, $6 to ride that, and the Sky Tower. Those 2 rides, for whatever reason, you have to pay extra, even though you've already come in the park. Not for annual pass holders, and of course now, not at all. You ever want a great view, come here behind the Mission Bay Theater. Not many people do. See, if you continue down this path, it'll take you back to the park. So you can see the sea lion show is going on, and they kind of separate the crowds as best they can. We're not going to go watch it though, because I've seen it plenty of times. It's good to see all my favorite little fellas after 6 months. The most surprising thing though is you don't have the one who's always doing circles. He just spins right there. Every time there's one doing it. Not today. They're relatively quiet today. This is weird. I haven't heard any of them making any noise. Just a reminder, things like Turtle Reef, the shark encounter that you also have in the same building, the aquarium, are all still closed because they are indoors. I just thought of something.
What's up?
I feel like we're not going to get very close to Emperor because of how the park is closed. So on the way out, let's go by it in the parking lot, and we should be able to see it all.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's completely done. It was supposed to open months ago. So at the end, we'll go to the parking lot and check Emperor and see what it looks like. It's good to see these little buddies are still here. They're always here though. I've said it before, but SeaWorld is a great place if you like plants, but this caught my eye looking down here. It said golden shrimp plant. And some of these, like this one, I could see it. Looks almost like a shrimp. Like a tempura shrimp. Walking back towards the penguin area, I never did get to try the shrimp tacos here. There was a huge picture right there of shrimp tacos. You could see Emperor peeking out above Wild Arctic. Looks like they've done nothing so far, at least on the exterior, as far as creating the new ride for next year. This is actually as far as we can go back because this is all barricaded at the moment. Now the inside portion of the penguin encounter is closed, but they do have some out here. Actually, wow, that's a whole pack of them. Does not smell great over here. Look at that, look at that one. A little chunky over there. Tell you what, I sure could use a ride on electric eel right now. It's a perfect day for that. This is as far as we can go, but you'll see the arcade is sadly closed as well. The Dolphin Days show starts in half an hour. We're gonna actually try and catch that one. Time for Calypso Bay Smokehouse, but I don't see a fancy updated sign, at least out front, that shows what they have for the Zoo Days event. Taking a look inside, they only have one side open at the moment. There's a look at the menu. Take a look at the ribs they have over there. I see the shrimp, ribs, fries. Looks like the rest is over on that end. From Calypso Smokehouse, have the shrimp taco, pretty big. And you got the fried green tomato. Looks scary, right? We've never tried it. All right, go for it. Eat it. We both always wondered what fried green tomatoes were even like. We figured this is a good way to try it because little sample card things. Is that a good or a bad one?
Actually, it's good.
This is scary.
I mean, you fry anything and it'll be good.
I don't know how to describe that.
Yeah, me neither. It's just...
It's good though.
Yeah,
I just realized there's cheese on there too, and I don't like cheese, but that was good. Looking at their new updated map, we have walked pretty much the whole park. Went to the Explorer Cafe over here by Orca, did the whole lap around here. Went back by the penguins. We're gonna go see Dolphin Days and finish up our punches at Mama Stella, and that'll be it. These little hamsters are kind of cute, but they do have one game over here. Check out the prizes. They have the best prizes. Squirtle, Pikachu, Charmander, Jigglypuff, Eevee. That's really cool. It is weird because this area near the Sky Tower had a lot of shops and quick serve stands like that over there. All closed now. Barrel roll. Something worth noting is at the end of the shows, they ask you to remain seated and they will release you by rows. When shows exit, you have to wait and be dismissed by rows. We were in like the middle. It took about 5 minutes, maybe a little more. So just be aware of that. That's something that they are doing now. We are full. We're really getting there, but we're going to use up the last of our stuff at Mama Stella's. inside Mama Stella's. We're gonna get the barbecue chicken pizza and the barbecue pork slider, some cake, and then some waters, and that should be pretty much all of our tab. All right, and for Mama Stella's, we've got the barbecue chicken pizza, which is just, it's a whole small pizza. That's insane. That's one punch. We got the pulled pork sandwich, which had like Tabasco onions and like apple slaw, so that sounds good. And chocolate cake, because we are getting too full from food. We got some more waters as well. 2 waters equals 1 punch. All right, we are definitely full. We've eaten, or we've ordered 11 different things. Some of them were like drinks, so that doesn't really count because we still have 1 punch left and there's no way we can use it. We're so full. That pizza was by far the best value. It's a whole entire personal pan pizza. I'm so full even thinking about it. It was good though. The pulled pork was really good too.
The few bites we did have.
Cake was good.
Cake was good too. Yeah.
So out of everything we've had so far, what was your favorite, you think?
I'd have to go with the fried green tomato slider just because it was new and it was good. So, yeah.
Okay. I wanted to try the ribs, but didn't. I liked the little fried chicken slider, even though it didn't have enough sauce. That was really good. I liked your brisket sandwich. That was good too.
That was good too.
Yeah. That's the entrance to Mama Stella's over there, and only the right side's open, so everyone's eating on the right side. But if you come around here, this is my favorite side to come to. Not only is it empty, most days, even today, but when Manta's running, you'll see this is actually the launch tunnel. So it's a lot of fun to just sit somewhere like right here and just watch Manta shoot off out of the tunnel. I was just telling Sarah, it's funny because usually when you have these punch cards, like for our Seven Seas Food Festival, you could save it, come back any other day, use only a couple. But there's so much pressure to use all 6 in one day here because you kind of have to. I mean, you could bring it back next time, but to come here, you have to get a new punch card every time, and that's for anyone that comes. So if I saved, say, 1 or 2 and I brought it next time, then I'd have like 8. And that just gets more and more difficult to do. I think you're supposed to get drinks and stuff also. That might make it a little easier, but we didn't really get drinks. We just got a lot of food. All right, before we roll out of here, we got one last order of business. Do you know what it is?
What's that?
Did you forget already? We're gonna go check Emperor from the parking lot.
That's right. How could I forget?
Yeah. Here's your SeaWorld parking lot. Way back here, where obviously we're the only car. Nothing. But we're back here to look at Emperor. This is where I used to come during the construction progress of it. Since we can't even get close to it in the park, I wanted to check back here. You'll see the wooden walkway here is completely done. So that's nice to see. But it looks like at the train station, it looks like there's still work to be done. You got like the bars and all that. And you got the train car, you can see they're covered in tarp. But I feel like there's gonna be an overhead, or that they've gotta have more there. So even though the track, everything else looks like it's done, I think they still have some more work to do. All right, that is gonna do it for our day. Reopening day of SeaWorld San Diego. That was great to be back.
It was.
Yeah. I like the event, the zoo days. You're gonna be full if you're not drinking anything. You're gonna get really full. I don't want to eat for a while. Question is, was it worth it? For the annual pass, was it 30 or 35?
It was 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
For $30, yeah, it's worth it. I mean, that you go to a theme park, you spend $20-30 for one meal anyway.
Yeah.
So if you get some food and a drink and all that, and then you get to come in anyway, definitely worth it for $30. For the $75 that I paid, that's the general public price for this. Yeah. I don't know. Like, if you really want something to do, you've never been to SeaWorld, and you're really hungry, maybe, but I would only do that once, because that's a lot of money to come to SeaWorld, considering you're getting half the park and none of the rides. At first I thought you don't get the rides, which is true, but the indoor aquariums, which there's a lot of, you don't get either. No sharks, no sea turtles, no penguin inside. Yeah, just a lot of the back area. So overall, great to be back, a lot of good food. But that's it. This will be the last time I'll be here for a while too, because we're going to Florida and then Japan. So that is going to do it from SeaWorld San Diego. Thank you all for watching. The caravan is moving on.